everybody, welcome to my channel. Third game of SmithF Invitational, and yeah, you see right, I'm playing Saurian Enchant. So basically this round is an army swap round, meaning I had the chance for the first time in my life to play Saurian Enchant. And I'm playing the crazy list of Swampswimmer. You probably know him from his excellent channel, Glory of the Golden State Gaming, that he hosts together with Vespasian. Very great content over there. If you don't know it yet, then you should definitely go and watch it, because a crazy good battle report over there. Thanks a lot again to Kenyan for the game. It was really enjoyable, short but appreciated, because we have 9 hours between me in Switzerland and him in San Francisco, so it was kind of hard to find a common time that suits us both. Basically I had to wake up early and he had to stay up late at night, but we made it work. So this game I'm playing something that I always wanted to try in my life, which is Master Invocation. I don't know why, I love the lore, love the snipes, the buffs, the combination. I love that, and who is better than the great Cult Lord to try this lore for the first time. He put a couple of original stuff that you don't see that often, the 2+ ward save against range, the thing that does a rear attack against some token, and then obviously the Grasp of Immortal is something that you see much more often. So great, a great magician who is also a BSB. Then he put an Adept Druidism with Sun Tablet to have access to Stone Skins, for example, and he has a total channel of 4, which is amazing. 40 Skin Braves with the Poison Banner, 2x8 Cayman with Albert, full command. And then I picked the sideboard B, basically with all the Skin Captain, with plenty of stuff that do some poison shooting, and also some good attacks in combat, and some breast weapon and stuff. 2 units of Braves to add some scoring, I guess, and then 2 units of Infernal Riders. So straightforward list with not a lot of units, so not too hard to approach for me that never played Saurian Enchant before. In exchange, Swampswimmer decided to pick my B list, I guess. It's the one with double Naphtha. Try to hurt these big blocks with Naphtha Thrower. Then he picked some Anointed, Conjurer, Adept Pyro, who can also hurt a little bit with range damage my unit that are not so resilient against Pyromancy. We played a custom scenario called Annihilation, so basically it's just a bash point that you take. Regarding spell selection, so I took obviously double snipe, double reroll from Evoke, pretty straightforward choice. He had also Heirloom, so 5 spell for the cult, and then the priest I took Stone Skin, and the second one was a bit debatable, but I picked the debuff of weapon skill and aim. I like the fact that it might influence, for example, the bastion shooting, and also might be good in combat, since I don't hit that well, for example, with Cayman. And also I had a forest train feature in the right part of the board, so that was the right pick. And he decided to go with a lot of blasts, so he took Pentagram, the Breath of Corruption, Hereditary, obviously with Heirloom, 2d6 strength 4, and then Flaming Sword. So not a lot of combat buff. I think if I were him, I would have at least picked the ward save. I think that would have been really good. We can also discuss maybe Rot Within, since you expect a lot of close combat in this battle. It could be good to just maximize the number of buff that you can have access to. And we play Marching Column for this battle. A matchup analysis. So the Cayman on the first look seem really strong in this matchup. In my opinion, they should beat anyone in 1v1 fight. So I like that idea. Ramfordon can target really well mid-size unit, can charge from far, and with the reroll and the boosted stuff in the 2 combat they pick, they can be really good. So I think especially against middle-size Incarnate and Anointed, they are really good. Secondary, I expect to be a bloody game with a lot of combat, so yeah, I feel okay with this Saurian Enchant list, feel pretty confident because I have strong units, good buffs to go in close combat, so I think it's better to be in the Saurian Enchant shoes rather than in the ID shoes in this battle. Range, Snipe could do some damage if he's not careful. The BSB has no magical resistance, so if I were him I would put it in a Vassal block, for example, with Seat of Authority. I also need to be a bit careful with General, has only 4 life point, and as well stuff like in particular the engine and also the Titan. Engine has no ward save, so it can be really hurt by snipes. NAFTA, I need to be really careful about short range, especially from the engine. If I'm not mistaken, he can march 10, and then short range is only 6, but total is 16. So it can really hurt with strength 5, multiple wound D3 flaming against the Cayman. Long range, I'm not that worried because it's only, no multiple wounds, only strength 4. Shouldn't hurt me too much. Estimation, positive matchup. And yeah, marching column, I know that's not the favorite type of deployment for this ID list. Myself, with Saurian Ancient, I don't have that many free drops, but still, I think it's kind of similar, maybe. Maybe I have some drops that can redeploy better, for example, Renfordon, and some stuff that doesn't matter, like Braves. So I think it's slightly better for me than him, the marching column. Deployment. So he won the roll for side, picked top, which makes sense, because he gave me the impossible in my lines. And then I make him start to deploy. Wanted to see what he does, especially wanted to minimize the impact of NAFTA thrower, and then just, optimize my position. He put down Titan, Anointed, and a NAFTA. I put Renfordon, double Braves, starting from the opposite side, to just mess up a little bit with his, imagination, what he might think I could do. And then he put the Bastion. And then he let me put the rest. So I decided I saw enough, because basically the rest, you can expect Incarnate and Anointed to be somehow on the flank, the tank towards the middle, and then it's just where the bull goes. I don't care. Citadel Guard Vassal as well. They might be in the center, and I don't care that much. So I decided I want to drop and get the first turn to start to do some range damage and claim some board space, some board control. So I put double up the Cayman in the center, wanted to avoid NAFTA, just put some Renfordon and the Death Stars, King Death Star, to a little bit like close up the map and make sure that Titan doesn't do much. Same goes for these guys, as well as the War Machine, and also in some extent the Bastion. Meaning I was pretty confident with my left part of the board that I could beat his left part of the board. Put my guy alone, the Keralt, because basically the two small units that were perfect for him were dropped before, just to gain some time. But yeah, I'm not too worried. I can play with the hill, with the Cayman, and I have a 2-up ward save against range damage. Regarding Kenyan counter deployment, so basically he made sure I cannot escape line of sight with them by using Anointed and Incarnate to really block the side. So no way for me to really go and fly above him and then threaten the backline. So I think that was well done. Put the tank in the front of the Cayman. I think that also makes sense. The shooting in the middle and the bull as well. Maybe the bull could have liked to be a bit more to the side, but I think he was also willing to get the leadership. Even you get the leadership from other dwarfs. He could have possibly used the bull maybe as a support pieces to the flank to really threaten the flank and be able to push a bit more, maybe. My turn 1. So I push, wanted to be on the hill, so I put both units of Cayman, this is important, just outside of 16 of the tank, making sure he cannot get march and short range. Basically, I don't want any multiple wound shooting on these units. I just put the top of the unit on the hill. I think I could have been able to just wheel a little bit less to gain soft cover from the hill. That would have been much, much better. So small mistake here. Curled in position to blast the tank, which is nice, and then I just used the Skink Star to close a little bit the right side. I moved the Renfordon slightly forward just to threaten a bit the advance of the Anointed and possibly the War Machine. I think here I could have taken a better position by being, for example, slightly more to the left and a bit more forward, leaving him like with a 10-inch charge on the marked Anointed and maybe 11-12 with the Titan, just to make sure that depending on what he does, I can then threaten with a middle long charge against the War Machine. That would have been really nice for these guys. And then the rest, I didn't move much on the left, just start to threaten, to move towards the flank and threaten a little bit the Incarnate. I don't know exactly what's the matchup. If he charge me, we go same time, we hurt each other pretty bad. He has a ward save, I have no ward save. The outcome is really unpredictable here, so I want to take my time, and I'm just also my thought process is I'm occupying a unit that was more point than me, and that can be annoying in the middle of the map, so the standoff is okay for me for the moment, and I replace a little bit the Braves. In Magic Phase I get the snipe off, And here I didn't understand the dispelling priorities of Kenyan, because I got the D3 snipe. He let that off despite a low roll from me, and I got 3 wounds off. Yeah, that was a bit lucky for me, but I think that's the main spell to dispel for him. I don't know if he had anything else in mind, but yeah, I got 3 wounds on tank. He dispelled the second snipe that can do 1 wound, and then I got Orkan thrown off, which is nice. Nice turn 1. His turn 1, so he moved the tank forward to be within 12 to shoot me, but yeah, it's long range, so basically it's some shot, strength 4, flaming. Can kill 1 or 2 Cayman, but not the end of the road, and in exchange I will get some charges. Titan push me, try to frenzy bait me, which is smart, and like I've told you, I only have some long charges against this one, box guard against the War Machine, and like 11 on them, so yeah, not optimal. But I thought about this, and even if I fail charge against the Anointed, because definitely I would charge them if I fail frenzy, I would end up here in the front, and then I can just put the King Star behind, and if he charge me, I can just get him with the King Star afterwards with all this poison and high strength attack. I'm feeling fine, so that's not the end of the world, this mistake. Left part, he didn't move much, backed up a little bit with them, so trying to use the tank as an anchor and then get some counter charge ready in the middle. In his magic phase, he got hereditary, small hereditary against my Cayman to get some reroll to wound. And then he tried to 5 dice Flaming Sword. I found that was a bit of a risk, since what can he get with Flaming Sword? Yeah, a bit more wounds with shooting, but shouldn't be game breaking. And the risk of losing the second adept on 1, don't think that was worth it. Luckily for him, no miscast, but I was able to dispel it. And then War Machine shot, he shot with that one, but misfires. And roll a 1, so the War Machine explode, because it's a flamethrower. And then he rolled a 6 for the range. Basically, he took everybody except one guy from the Bastion unit, takes a strength 5 AP 2 hit, and then the 3 guys. Luckily for him, he didn't wound well, and he saved a couple of them. He only lost 5 warrior and did nothing to the Anointed, so could have been worse. And the tank tried to shoot at them, like I've told you, so it's D6 plus D3, strength 4, reroll to wound, but no multiple wound. But he rolled a 1 to hit and loses another wound, so yeah, unlucky. Double misfire is really unlucky, especially when you hit on 2+. My turn. Yeah, with shot, he killed with the flintlock. He killed 1 guy here. Like I've told you, I could have used a bit better my position to get some some soft cover. I think that would have been better. My turn 2. So, like I've told at the beginning, I didn't want to take any risk of the tank being able to shoot me short range. So I cannot afford the risk of failing the 6-inch charge on the dice with the left Cayman, so I decided to charge with both. So this unit was on a 7 and this one was on a 6. I checked before, none of the counter charges should be able to take away to kill my Cayman. These guys, I can reform them and make it impossible charge for the Bastion. So I was really feeling really confident after I passed these 2 charges. Even if I don't kill him in 1 turn, I think I'm not too much at a risk, especially with the amount of buff that I have at my disposal. Since I'm feeling so good in the middle, I decided to just continue the face-off on the side. So I moved them more to the side to be able to get some charge off later on, and if I fail, only get a 1-1 battle if needed. These guys just look toward the side, just to be able to next turn fly over and then get some threaten some unit with charges. I left not enough space for him to put the Kalim Titan to frenzy bait me, basically, and I just positioned the King Star to block his option. If you want to move anywhere too close to them, I can shoot with 10-shot poison, some other poison here, and I positioned the Slant to give some reroll to everybody, leadership from general, and also some buffs. So yeah, feeling pretty good already on turn 2. I tried to get -2 weapon skill off on the tank with 2 dice, but I failed. I needed a 5 on 2 dice. Yeah, failed that. I had a lot of dice at my disposal with this channel 4, I must say. Then I got reroll to hit off on the right Cayman, which is nice. I try reroll to wound, but he dispelled that one. But then I'm able to get boosted stone skin on the right Cayman with my 4 remaining dice, just taking no risk, considering that I might be stuck in combat. He might be able to charge me flank, front, maybe front with them. Despite the odds not being in his favor, you never know, so I don't want to take any risk. I just buff them. And I think that was good, because close combat I do only 2 wounds to him, with 6 Skymen attacking, with reroll to hit here, and then wounding on a 5-up. Expected a bit more, but he passes 2 armor save on a 6-up, and that was huge. So he was able to stay alive, meaning I don't have any middle size overrun. That could be nice. If I would have killed him, I think I would have possibly overrun with these guys on the left, because I think that's a good overrun. These guys on the right, I think the overrun is a bit too risky to give some flank to too many units, so I would have most likely just reformed them and to face the things on the right, basically. But yeah, it's not too bad to be stuck at this point. So his turn 2, he counter charge with these guys. Yeah, since I have so many buffs on this unit, I think there is no good counter charge for him. For the flintlock unit, he backs 3 with the incarnate, failed the march test with Skyrim Titan, but moves toward the center, and just these guys move slightly to the side. Yeah, he had no way to charge me because I was behind the Skyrim Titan. I use him as a shield, so to say. And then, yeah, I think that was a tentative to block me from reforming and charging the general, because you need to keep in mind the fact that I'm very likely to kill tank and get a 360 combat with pivot, and then be able to charge everywhere. So I was a bit surprised that he decided to put the bull here, because I think it's a huge risk for the bull to get charged, basically, because this combat might turn very badly for him. So I think I would have turned around the incarnate to look towards this combat and put the bull in a safer position to counter charge later on if I take some charges. Or at least this unit of vassal should have marched forward more to block me more, because he's still quite far away from me, meaning I have some good post-combat pivot possible, and I can charge where I want since I'm a square. So yeah, I think here things could have done slightly better in this middle and very important part of the battle. In his magic phase, he tried to get boosted hereditary on my guys. That was for me the priority, so I dispelled that one. Then he tried to put on a 9 3-dice breast weapon on him, but failed the cast. And then he tried flaming sword as well on them, but with 2 dice remaining, and he failed that one as well. So yeah, a bit unlucky for him. Close combat, we do same amount of wound, I think like 7 to each other. I kill the tank just, and then he loses by 1, failed the check. I pursue, but I don't get him. And basically here I think I made a mistake. I should have tried to restrain, basically, because I have so many good options. If I restrain, it's much better. I was just too eager to grab him, overrun in the bull, but I think I have much better option, because with my overrun being just slightly short of the bull, I cannot combo charge the bull with both Skymen and be out of the infantry unit line of sight. And if I restrain, I could have just pivot, charge the flank of the incarnate, disblock, charge the bull, and then I have a very high likelihood of taking both, and then be completely in control of the board and taking my time to then deal with one unit after the other. So I think that would have been the best choice. Yeah, my turn 3, so I charge the bull. I was quite close. I charged with them against the vassal. He fled close to the board edge, but still on the table. And then I redirect and charged the flintlock. He decided to hold. I positioned the King Star to get the poison shot against him and threaten a little bit the Bastion. Depending what he does, I could get some nice charge off with my King Star. And then I positioned them a bit too close to my taste, to the Anointed. I could have been slightly more to the back, considering the rest of the battle, how well it's going. But I wanted to threaten possibly the Bastion, but I think I could have been just 2-3 inches behind, and maybe slightly more to the left, outside of the Skyrim Titan obviously, but just a bit more back to just not risk any middle long charge from him. I think there is just no point at trying this combat for the moment, considering the rest of the table. These guys move to the side. I just wanted to be sure that I can get some charge off on the flank of these units in case this combat, if he sticks and this combat lasts a bit more. And then I reposition him to get some reroll and buffs where I need to, and also possibly snipes against the Titan. In my magic phase, I got reroll to wound on this Skyman. Wanted to help them a little bit against the bull. And then I got Stone Skin on this Skyman because they are very likely to get a charge, counter charge from the Bastion. shouldn't be too afraid of this combat, but I want to take no risk, so I just put Stone Skin off on them. Close combat, I think he dispels some other buff that I try to put on them against the bull, like reroll to hit. Shooting, I did 1 wound to the Titan with this poison shot. Close combat, I did 2 wounds. He did 3 to me, but I have a charge and a standard. He loses by 1. Failed the check, non-rerollable. Loses another wound, but we're still stuck in combat because he's supernal. And this combat, I kill like 11. He did nothing to me, break, and I reform. So that's the situation at the end of my turn 3. So as you can see, I reform to face the Bastion. These 2 units are fleeing at the moment. This guy is fleeing as well. And we'll rally on half leadership because of 2 health points remaining. And here in combat, I just maximize my model with roll to wound lethal. I was feeling confident I should be able to deal with him next turn. His turn 3, so he just tried to have a go at it. So he sent the Titan, takes another wound from stand and shoot, send the Bastion, but I have Stone Skin off. Here we're still in combat. Here didn't do much. Here as well. And he just rallied these 2 guys and didn't rally the remaining anointed that fled off the board. And then, yeah, since it was getting a bit late for him and early for me, I played before working on the morning. So he decided to stop here. I understand that because most likely there is no chance. The Bastion, it's only strength 3 attack. There is 1 crush attack and a couple of attack from the Vizier, but it's not that good. There is no chance that he's going to win that whatsoever. I think I can focus my attack to kill the Bastion this turn and then try to kill the BSB and stuff. So I think there is really no chance for him. These guys are going to kill the bull. I mean, 4 guys striking with reroll to wound. And then next turn I can just charge against the vassal just to make sure I'm fine. Or charge here. Here I have a middle charge against them. I think it's totally... Yeah, or I can just move around and then prepare for... Maybe I will just take no risk, charge here, or maybe even march forward to block them, make sure he has no counter charge in the flank of them. Titan is going to die this turn or later. These guys can just fly to here, position to the side, and use the fact that they have no musician that they can charge and kill them. And here the same, I can just fly here and just trap him for later on. So I think... he's going to take a heavy loss, and he decided to stop here, so it's a 20 for me, but it was going to be towards a 20 or maybe a 19, but yeah, I don't see him saving that many or any points at all. So this was a quick game, a post-game analysis. Yeah, I think I was right to drop. I saw enough, and then I started to do some range damage and claim some board control. Cayman, like I expected, performed and were really good in this matchup. They didn't roll that well in combat, but they were just good because of so many bodies and some high strength attack. It's nice. Magical buffs protected me against the risk of not killing and breaking stuff. Like you saw, I was able to cast 2 Stone Skin that just made me safe of any counter charge after, because nothing can do against toughness 7 Cayman. Some suboptimal dispel choice by Kenyan. I felt the early snipe doing 3 wounds is very important, and then as well after I felt not all the spell choice have been, or casting spell as well, have been the optimal one by Kenyan. Rafodor, I didn't use them the best I could, but I just was feeling good by the fact that I was breaking through in the middle, and I didn't need them really to take any risk. So at least they ensure some standoff on the side. I think on the right especially I could have placed them better to turn. The left was okay. Probably ways to use some skin character from the Death Star's chaff, I don't know. Here it was not needed, to be honest, but I could have maybe need 1 or 2 on the right to try to chaff the anointed somehow, but yeah, wasn't needed in this game, in this 3 turn at least. Very strong on a Saurian perspective, very strong magical setup. I enjoy a lot playing Evocation. That was like an old dream, so it was really nice to try Evocation. Enjoying it a lot. And the blocks were very solid, meaning very strong on objective and strong in this type of matchup where you are going to need board control and you want to fight. So yeah, a solid, very solid list. I was happy to swap this round. It was interesting to try for once the Saurian Enchant. And again, thanks a lot, Kenyan, for the battle. Hope next time we face each other, it will be it will last a bit longer and will be more interesting also for you. Yeah, I think, like he told me, he wasn't too prepared for this battle, and I think that cost him as well, because if you don't check and prepare yourself enough in advance on an army swap round, it might be very tricky. Then you just discover stuff on the table and you just do suboptimal choice, and very hard afterwards to compensate. So yeah, I understand that. Thanks again for the game. I think it was still somehow enjoyable. At least I enjoyed try your special crazy concept list, Saurian Enchant. That was funny. So yeah, guys, that's it for this third battle. We still have 2 battles to come for this tournament, and after that, or between that, I have 2 physical tournaments as well that I will be attending with my Ogre Khan. I have a first small one-day tournament here in Lausanne, Switzerland, with some ETC colleague and some guys that we often see on the tournament scene in Switzerland. So it will be cool, a nice way to warm up with the list before the big event, which is the Interregio, huge event in France. We are 280 players subscribed to the event. So this is going to be crazy. It's a team tournament, 6 guys per team, and this will be on the second weekend of December. I will try to, as well, you can expect a battle report of all my battles. I will try also to do maybe some small reports, some short videos to give you an immersion a little bit of this huge event that probably most of you don't know yet. Thanks also for watching and following my channel.